So, welcome to Wednesday's fitness class. We're doing B today. I'm bound to get mixed up with these at one point. So the B class is slightly different from the A class. It's just to bring the changes a bit. If you're new to the class, you're going to need a chair, which is fairly sturdy. An exercise band if you have one. If you don't, it doesn't matter particularly. And a couple of tins of, I've got tomatoes, but you could have beans. Other vegetables are available because we're going to use these as well, although you don't have to use those if you're new to the class and you haven't done exercise for a while. You may find that you want to not use the tins. It's entirely up to you. So the class is in 3 parts. There's a warm-up, the main body of the exercise, and then there's a stretching at the end. Most of the exercises can be done seated. So if you really can't stand at all, you can do them sitting down. The exercises have to be done at your own level. So if you're new, we do 12 repetitions of each. So if you're new and you can't do 12 repetitions, it doesn't matter. Just do what you can do. It's your exercise class, and you don't need to keep up with me or anything. And if you can't do the 12, it gives you something to aim for. If you can stand, it's better to do the exercises standing, because even although standing up seems like it's just like nothing, you are still using your core muscles. You're still having to balance. You're still using your muscles to support you and things. So it is better to do it standing up if you can. If you can't, sitting down is absolutely fine. Right, so we're going to start. I think that's all I need to say at the moment. We're going to start. There may be 2 dogs that join us because I've got my daughter's dog here as well, so he's not as antisocial as Loki is. Anyway, I'm going to start by just lowering that slightly, actually. Just a little bit. So, right. We're going to start by, lowered it a bit much, I'm sorry. One day I'll have really good equipment, when I'm rich and famous. Right. So we're going to start by walking on the spot now. Just nice and gently, slightly exaggerate the swing of your arms, just to get those shoulder joints mobilized. You're hardly taking your feet off the floor. It's not very much at all. If you can, do it on your toes. If you can't stand up, do this in the chair. It's perfectly possible to do this in the chair. We'll just do this for a few more seconds. 3, 2, 1. The reason I start with that is because it gives me a chance to think about what I may have missed out telling you, whilst actually doing some exercise at the same time, because I don't need to think about that. Next time, we're going to just mobilize the shoulders a bit. So put your hand on your shoulder, make your arm like a wing, and then imagine you've got a pencil sticking out the end. We're going to do 5 nice big circles. 3, 4. In fact, we should do 6, shouldn't it? 5. We'll do 6 because we're doing 12 reps of everything. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Nice full range of movement. Don't force anything, though. It's really important that when you're dealing with any muscles or joints or anything, you don't force things, particularly shoulders, because it's quite easy to damage shoulders. Right, other arm. Don't forget the pencil. So backwards for 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then forwards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Fabulous. Right, I've got a little exercise routine that I do. Those of you that have been with me for a long time, same old, same old. So we're going to start by just doing a heel dig, just like that. And at the same time, you're going to anchor your elbows into your waist, and you're going to do a bicep curl with the opposite arm. So you're doing a heel dig. I'll go back a little bit. Heel dig. I'm just going to put this down a tad, so as you can see my feet. You don't really need to see my feet, but it just makes it a bit easier. That's a bit better. So you're doing a heel dig and a bicep curl at the same time. Nice and slowly. And make sure you're doing opposite arm and leg. And make sure, yeah, that's all you had to make sure really. 3, 2, 1. Forgot my clock. Next one we're going to do is take a step to the side. And at the same time have prayer hands, and you're going to push your arms out. Out. Pushing the air away. When you're doing this, try and ensure that your knees are facing forwards. Imagine you've got headlights on your knees. 3, 2, 1. Next one we're going to do is just a step back. This is really the only bit of the exercise of the warm-up that you can't do if you're in the chair. But you can do the arms because your legs are going to go back like that, but your arms are coming out like that. So you can just do the arms. When you bring your arms in, clench your fist. And when you put them out, splay your fingers. So that you give your hands a bit of a workout. Hands are neglected until you can't use them anymore, until something goes wrong with them. You don't realise how jolly useful hands are. Again, try and keep your knees facing forward and make sure your legs going back, because sometimes people go forward. It's back. It's all coordination. 3, 2, oops, falling over. 1. And the last one is we're just going to do just a toe tap just in front of you like that. And then, ooh, opposite arm is going to give a nice relaxed swing. Three, 2, 1. Fabulous. Right, what we're going to do, it's got a bit of a niggle there. What we're going to do is we're going to take all those 4 movements and put them all together. So we'll do it 3 times quite slowly, and then we'll speed up a little bit. It's really good for your coordination, your strength, your suppleness, your memory. It's very good for everything. So we're going to start off with a heel dig. Oh, sorry. And then we're going to do side, back, and toe tap. Not concentrating today. Right, we'll try that again. Heel dig, concentrate, Rosemary. Side, back, toe tap. Heel dig, side, back, toe tap. Heel dig, side, back, toe tap. Heel dig, we're going to we'll speed it up a little bit as we go along. Back, toe tap. Heel dig, side, 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 back, toe tap. Last one. Heel dig, side, back, toe tap. Well done. I'm just going to nip and get the clock because I need the clock. Fail to prepare, prepare to fail. Right, there we go. Right, so are you all warmed up? So we're going to start with the main body of the exercise now. And the first one is we're going to be seated. I'm going to put my chair and sit sideways so that you can see what I'm doing. And this is the knee extension that we did. So you're sitting sort of midway. Don't use the back of the chair to support you. Use your own muscles to support you. And you're sitting with your knees at 90 degrees and your ankles under your knees. And all you're going to do is just raise your lower leg. Your foot doesn't need, sorry, your leg doesn't need to be parallel to the floor, because that would mean raising your thigh off the chair. It just needs to be straight with your toe pulled back. And if you do that, you can feel the muscle there working, and then just place it down. So it's lifting, not kicking, it's just lifting and then placing down. We're going to do 12 on each. So if you're ready, and we're going to go 1, 2, you can feel your thigh muscle working as you do it. 3, quite hard this. Keep your toe pulled back. 4, sitting up nice and straight. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Ooh, I can feel that. Other leg. 1, 2. Remember, your thigh doesn't come off the chair. 3, 4. Try and keep your toe pulled back. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh, we're doing 12, aren't we? 11, 12. Good. I've done 10 repetitions for so long that I'll have to try and remember that it's 12. Right. The next one is it's a sort of combination exercise, this one. Have the chair just in case you need to hold on, but if you can do it without holding on, so much the better. And there's 2 ways you can do this. So this is a balancing and a strength exercise. So if you want, you can just pull your leg up. Try and get your thigh as parallel to the floor as you can. If you can only do it to there, that's fine. But we're going to raise and lower each leg in turn. Now, you use your abdominal muscles to pull this up. Okay, so we can just do that. But if you wanted, you could do the opposite arm, stretch that up. Okay, so I'm going to do 6 just with the legs and 6 raising the arms, so that you can do that as well if you don't want to do all 12. So we're going to go. I'm just going to put my hands on my hips to hope that I can balance. I'm going to try and not hold on. So 1, 2, 3, 4, oh, lost count. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oops. 11, 12. There's a good bit of wobbling towards the end there because I was starting to get a bit tired. Right, now, if you want to, get your tins. If you don't want to, that's absolutely fine. Or you could try 6 without the tins, and if it's very easy, then get the tins. Right, so we're going to start hands by your arms by your sides, and this is a very simple one. Always have your feet hip width apart, by the way, so that it gives you a good base. So you're not sort of wobbling. If your feet are like that, you've got a much narrower base. So feet hip width apart, hands by your sides, and all we're doing is raising your arms to shoulder height. That's all it is, and then lower them slowly. Just going to move that slightly. Okay, so we're going to do 12. So we'll do 1, 2, 3. You could use weights if you don't have, well, everybody has tins. 4, but if you wanted to use weights, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Well done. And the next, oh yes, the next one, I like this one. And you seem to like this last week as well. It's called skaters. Now, I've got to try and remember it. What you do is you take one foot behind the other and you turn at the same time. Is it that way? I can never remember which way. Yes, you turn. So you take one foot behind the other, and it doesn't have to be very far behind. Some people go right over, but it doesn't have to be like that. And at the same time, have your hands like this, and you're turning that way. So you're going like that. It's easier to do fast, okay? And we're going to do 12 to each side, okay? Be very careful with your balance. Only go as far as you can. If you just want to do it like that, that's absolutely fine. But if you can get the twist, that slightly overbalances you, and it's good for you to practice doing that. It's quite good for strength as well, this one. So are we ready? So we're going to go 1, 2, try and keep your knee facing forward. 3, 4, 5, I can feel it here. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I can feel that there actually when I do that. I'm not very supple at the moment. Right. Next one now. Somebody last week said that they didn't feel much benefit from this one. So I think that they're maybe not doing it enough or right. So you need to be sitting with your feet on the ground, knees at 90 degrees, ankles under your knees. Take your band and put it under your knees and then over. Okay? And then tighten the band, but don't let your knees come in like that. Don't have your knees like that. Or you can, yeah, might be a good idea, yeah. Sorry, put your knees together and then hold the band tight so that it doesn't slip through your fingers. And then what you're going to do is you're going to keep your knees parallel, your thighs parallel. So this is our starting point. So you're constantly having to hold the band under tension. If you relaxed, it would do that. Okay? And then we're going to, yeah, so parallel knees and then open as far as you can and then back to parallel. 1. Open and back to parallel. 2. Open, back to parallel. 3. Your knees never touch. 4. Hold it there for a couple of seconds. 5. 6. 7. 8. So you're forcing your knees open against the band. 9, 10, 11, 12. Now I really feel that there. That's really good for your, you know, you've got 3 gluteus muscles. You've got the gluteus maximus, which is the big one that you use when you're getting up from a chair and things. And then you've got the medius and the minimus, which are at the side. And they're good for, you know, getting over a stile if you're going out walking. I mean, these are all functional muscles. You need them for everyday living, getting in and out the bath. A lot of, I was talking to a woman today, we were saying how much we enjoy a bath. But I know an awful lot of people that have had to have the bath taken out, even though they like a bath, and have the shower put in because they simply can't get in and out the bath. Well, this should help. Right, so whoever it was, I can't remember who it was that said that they didn't feel much benefit from that one. I hope that it was a little bit better today. I should have started off last week, I think, with the knees together, and then you have to force them apart. I think that's the best way. All right, now we need the chair again. Now, if you want, you can use the cans again. You just need one because you're going to do one arm at a time. And you put your hands on the chair, back flat, legs straight. Softish knee, don't lock your knees, but softish knee. And then you're just going to hang one hand down like that, and you're going to bring it up to shoulder height. So you're just going to bring it up to there. Now you can do this without the can or with the can. It's entirely up to you. Now ready? 1. This is great for your back. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And then the other one, swap hands. Ready? 1. Don't flick your arm up, just lift. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Brilliant. Just want to try something a minute. If you're sitting, if you can't stand, I'm just wondering if we could maybe do it this way. You sit and then collapse forward. Do that. Oh, I might do that next time. Yeah, that's slightly more difficult. I think we'll do that next week. We might do that. I was researching osteoporosis the other day, and I was looking at exercises. And it was stressing how important it is to have strength in the back muscles to support the spine, because the wrist, the hips, and the spine are the ones that tend to, you know how people get that collapsing spine. And if you can get the muscles to support the bones, it helps diminish. A strong muscle pulls on a bone, so it strengthens the bone. So not only does it support the spine, but it helps strengthen the spine. Right. Next one is we're going to strengthen the ankles. Now, if you've got stairs, then use the stairs. I didn't notice. It's the thing, you get your daughter with you, and coats are on the banisters and all sorts of things again, aren't they? Things that you take. She's staying with me at the moment while she does up her house. Right, so if you've got stairs, stand on the stairs. You may not have stairs handy in your room like I have. Let your heels drop, and you're just going to go and stand on your tiptoe. Okay? If you don't have stairs, or you haven't got, if you've got one of those little exercise stools, but be careful, don't sort of overbalance, then you can just stand on your tiptoes. So I'm just going to stand on my tiptoes this time. So we're going to go up. Oops. Oops. You've got to hold on because it's a bit difficult balancing on your tiptoes sometimes. Up. That's 1. Stay on your tiptoes just a couple of seconds. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Ooh, gets your calves going, doesn't it? Right, another back one. Same position as we were in before, like this. But this time, if you can, if you're a bit worried about your balance, then don't. Keep your hands here. I'm going to put my hands on my hips. If you can't do that, keep them here. If you need them for balance, that's fine. And we're just going to stand up and then bow. 1. And this works all the muscles. You can feel the muscles in your back. Because when you're like this, without your hands supporting you, your muscles are working as well. So that's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. If you feel it sore on the backs of your legs, 7. Just bend your knees a bit. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Very good. That'll stand you in good stead when you get your night foods and things. Right, we're going to do a bit of boxing, but unlike the A session where we box straight out, we're going to do uppercuts. Okay? So we're going to do 30 seconds and then have a couple of seconds rest and then another 30 seconds. So ready, feet hip width apart, and we're going to go in 3, 2, 1, go. Up, up, uppercuts like this. It's not a very good picture actually. So it's up like that. Let your elbow come out if you want, or back. It goes back really. Your knees nice and soft. Do it as fast or as slow as you like. 3, 2, 1. There we go. Yeah, the picture seems a bit jerky today. That usually means it's not plugged in, but I think it is. Right, ready? We're going to start again. So adopt the position. 3, 2, 1, off we go. I like this one. Really punch it up. Squeeze your fists. Have your hand in a fist. Really punch it up. Up, up. Oh, it's a long 30 seconds, isn't it? 3, 2, 1. Ah. Oh, there we go. All right, yes. Yeah. Because I'm very keen on people, you know how keen I am on squats and legs and things. This is going very peculiar. The colour's going a bit weird. Anyway, we'll keep going. Yes, we're going to do 12 squats. Now, you can either do, remember, squats are sitting without the chair. You can either do a free squat, like that, not making sure your knees don't go over your toes. You can hold onto the chair and just go down a tiny bit, because feet hip width apart, don't let your knees come in, down like that. The main thing about a squat is getting your bottom stuck out. Okay, so you can do down like that, as long as you can feel your thighs taking the tension and your glutes. Or you can stand and sit from the chair, which I think is probably a bit more difficult. I did that on Monday. People found it difficult. So we're going to do 12 squats, however you want to do them, okay? So go down. You don't have to go down as far as I'm going. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, nice and slow and controlled, 10, 11, 12. Very good. Right. The last bit we're going to do before we go into high intensity is going to do some neck exercises. My neck gets very stiff. I don't know about yours. So it's four movements. You're just going to look at the floor and then very gently look at the ceiling. Bring your head back. Turn it to the right, just your head, not your shoulders, and turn it to the left. Okay, so we'll start now. So floor, ceiling, right, left. We're pausing between each movement because if you do it quickly, you can get dizzy. Floor, ceiling, back to normal, right, left. Floor, ceiling, 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 right, left. And one more. Floor, ceiling, right, left. It's difficult to talk when your head's right back. Right, that just helps loosen up your neck a bit. I don't know if you have a stiff neck, but I do all the time. Suddenly occurred to me today. Doing that is quite painful. Right, we're going to end, before we do the stretching, with the usual high intensity interval training, which means that you're going to do 20 seconds of very high intensity, so which is running on the spot like this with your hands, doing your hands, you're going as fast as you can, tiny little steps, and your arms can't go as fast as your feet. So don't hunch and try and get them. Nice and relaxed on your upper body. You can do this in the chair, same movements. It's easier if you're standing though. So 20 seconds of that, then 40-second rest. I'm going to do it 3 times. So, if you are ready, we are going to go. I'm puffed now. I'm just going to wait till the second hand gets up to 12. That's easier. So 3, 2, 1, go. Tiny, tiny little steps. Somebody was saying they hate this bit, but it's good for you. It's really good for you. Get those feet going. Really, really get them going. Nearly there. 17, 18, 19, 20. Stop. And then we'll have 40 seconds now while you just get your breath back. Whilst I remember, if you could like and subscribe, like the class and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. I would be very obliged. I seem to have lost a few subscribers recently. If I get to 1,000, I can use my mobile for this, so the picture quality will be better. I maybe can anyway, but there are rules and regulations if you don't have 1,000 subscribers. So if you could subscribe, you might get a better picture, and like the class as well. Oh, sorry, 3, 2, 1, off you go. Chatting too much. Little tiny steps. "17, 18, 19, 20. Another 40 seconds rest. What I should have said, of course, is if you have any worries about your heart, if you get any chest pains, if your breathing is just impossible, if anything happens while you're doing it, stop immediately. But I'm assuming that you're all sensible enough to do that. The high intensity police are not going to come knocking on your door if you stop halfway through. You may only want to do a couple of these or even one rather than the 3. That's fine as well. Whatever suits you, your level of fitness. But this will get you fitter. Right, we're coming up to the next lot. 3, 2, 1, off you go. "17, 18, 19, 20. Well done. If you managed all 3, brilliantly well done. Just while you get your breath back and before we go into the stretching, if you've enjoyed the class and you want to sort of show your appreciation, you can buy me a coffee, and the details of the website are in the comments section under the video. If you want to get in touch with me or you want to find out more about fitness or see things I post about fitness, then my Over 50 Fitness Facebook page is a good way of doing that. A lot of F's in that sentence. And there's a link there as well to the Over 50 Fitness Facebook page. It's open to everybody. It's a public access page. And I think that's all I've got to say on the subject now. So if you're sufficiently recovered, we will start the stretching. So you need your chair. And we're going to start at the bottom with the calves because we used those quite a bit when we were doing the tiptoe stand. So your front leg is bent, your back leg is straight, both heels are on the ground, both feet are pointing in the same direction. And the more you lean forward, the more severe the stretch. You should feel the stretch when you're doing this sort of at the upper calf, almost behind your knee, but not quite. So we'll hold that for a few seconds. And then we're going to just very gently bend the back knee and put a little bit of weight on that leg. Your heel will come off the ground and you should feel the stretch moving down into your lower calf and your Achilles tendon. So we'll just hold that for a couple more seconds. And then we're going to switch legs. So back leg straight. Make sure your feet are pointing in the same direction. Heels on the ground. Leaning forward. You can experiment with leaning forward and back to see. Don't ping your calf muscle though. And then very gently bend your back knee. Heel comes off the ground. Feel the stretch moving down into your Achilles and your lower calf muscle, which I'm sure you all know is your soleus, and into your Achilles tendon. Okay, next one we're going to do is the thighs, because we've been doing that when we did this exercise, and when we do the squats we use our thighs quite a bit. The traditional stretch is to hold your foot or your ankle or your trouser leg, have your knees together, and you can use it as a balancing exercise if you want. But what I know quite a lot of people can't do that. So if you put your hands behind your back and just try and kick your hands. So if you're doing this one, which is the static stretch, start that now. If you're doing the dynamic stretch, which is this one, then start doing that. This one definitely works. I'm definitely better at it than I was. if you're doing the static stretch, switch legs. Most dynamic people will just keep doing this. 3, 2, 1. Right. Next one, we're going to do a stretch the hamstrings, the big muscles on the back of our legs. We sort of cousin to the quadriceps, which are the front muscles, the thigh muscles. So sitting nice and comfortably in the chair, knees at 90 degrees, ankles under your knees, sitting up nice and straight. Just put your hands above your head just to check that your posture's good. Bring them back down. And then one leg, sit quite far forward on the chair actually. I should have mentioned that. One leg out in front, toe pulled back, sitting up nice and straight, and you're moving forward rather than collapsing down. Imagine you've got some eyes in your chest and you're just moving forward. Try and keep your toe pulled back. And then sit up and repeat on the other side, sitting up nice and straight, forward from the hips rather than the waist. And then sitting up. The last one we're going to do for the legs is we're going to try and stretch the hip flexors, which is difficult because they're right sort of inside the hip. But we're going to sit sideways on the chair and don't have any chair at the front. So you're sort of at the front of the chair but sideways, and this leg comes out behind you. Torso is nice and straight, and this leg is there. You may not be able to get your leg as far back as this. You may be able to get it further back, but it's what's right for you. Make sure it's because it's these bits we're trying to stretch. And then switch round. Okay, so standing up, arms out, shoulder height, palms facing forwards, and we're going to go round the tree. So it's round like that rather than straight. And then dip your head. And then if you can, interlink your fingers behind your back. If you can't, just try and you can put your hands on the back of your back, in fact, the back of your back, and try and get your elbows together. If you're interlinking your fingers, just lift your arms up. And that just gives you the stretch across your chest. And then we're going to sit, we're going to do a couple of more neck exercises. Just sit and look at the floor. Put your hand on your crown, but don't push. Just let the weight of your hand pull your head down, push your head down, but don't actively push. And then look up, and then look as far as you can, as hard as you can to the left. Remember, not using your shoulders. And put your right hand on the right hand side of your face and try and turn your head back to the center, but resist with your hand. And create tension in your neck, and then release that tension, and you should be able to turn your head a little bit more to the left. This is trying to increase your range of then bring your head back to the center. Trying to increase your range, because not being able to see behind you when you're crossing the road and having to turn your whole body really does make falling more likely. So then turn your head to the right. Oh, this is the more difficult one for me. Put your left hand on the left-hand side of your face. Turn your head. Try and turn your head back to the center. Resist, resist. And then release the tension and see if you can turn your head just a little bit further to the right. And then bring your head back to the center. And that's it. Thank you very much. And I will see you next Wednesday. Bye.